Hi everyone.
Hi.
Today I'm going to tell you about 10 more words that you need to know to talk about COVID-19. Coming in at number 10, the word is lockdown. And lockdown is an emergency measure that restricts the ability of people to move about. So you can still go outside, but maybe you can't travel around or go to another province. For example, right now there is a lockdown in Krabi, so we can't travel there from Bangkok. This is not the same meaning as the word lock up. Lock up normally means somebody is put in the jail or in the prison. So actually, if you don't comply with the lockdown, the police might lock you up. Now, word number 9 is almost the same, but not the same. The word is curfew. And the difference is when there is a curfew, you can't leave your room. You have to stay indoors. So in Bangkok right now, there is a curfew from 10 p.m. until 4 a.m. Moving on to word number 8. And word number 8 is symptoms. And symptoms are the signs that people show that maybe they have some illness or disease. So the common symptoms for COVID-19 are a fever, a dry cough, and maybe a shortness of breath. But there are some people who are still ill but don't show any symptoms. And in English, we have a word for people who don't show symptoms, and they are called asymptomatic. Asymptomatic people can still be carrying the disease, but they don't have any of the signs that they have it. So let's move on to word number 7. And I said that one of the common symptoms of COVID-19 is to have a fever. And another way of saying that is I have a temperature. Now, of course, everybody has a temperature. But a normal temperature is somewhere between 36.5 and 37.5 degrees Celsius. If your temperature is more than that, then you can say, I have a temperature. I think I should go to bed. Moving on to word number 6, and obviously if somebody does have coronavirus, COVID-19, it's important for us to find all of the people that they have been into contact with recently. In English, we call that contact tracing. Tracing is a word that means to find something. And this is the idea of identifying and then monitoring all of the people who may have been infected with COVID because they came into contact with somebody that has it. And word number 5, well, the initials PUI. And PUI stands for Person Under Investigation. So, of course, we hope that the people who have come into contact aren't sick, they haven't got the virus, but we need to check by monitoring and looking at them over a period of time. And you will see in some of the figures given out by the Thai government, they will include the number of people who are PUIs, they're persons under investigation. Which brings me on to word number 4. All of these ideas are to stop us giving the illness to anyone else. And in English, we can say we don't want to spread the disease to other people. But for some people, they have a lot of contacts, or they're just very infectious. And we have a name for these people. We call them super spreaders. So if you saw my last video in which I gave you 10 words that are new to the English dictionary, I told you about flatten the curve. And the idea of flattening the curve is to reduce the number of people who get the illness at the same time so that the hospitals can cope with the number of sick people. Now today I'd like to share a phrase, it's not even in the dictionary yet, but it was used by the Prime Minister of the UK. And instead of saying flatten the curve, he used an example using this kind of Spanish hat. And this is called a sombrero. And he said what we need to do is we need to squash the sombrero to keep the number of infections down. And moving on to number 2, a hot topic, certainly in Bangkok and other areas of Thailand. Number 2 is the booze ban. If you ban something, it means that you prohibit the sale of it. And the word booze is kind of like a slang name for alcoholic drinks. And coming in at number 1 in this video, my favorite word is vaccine. Vaccine. And the reason it's number 1 is it's kind of what everyone hopes we will find, because a vaccine is something that you can give to people which will stop them from catching the disease. The good news is that in places such as Oxford University, researchers think that they found a possible vaccine and have already started testing it. They've already inoculated 6 rhesus monkeys, and they say that rhesus monkeys are the closest animal that exists to humans. I wonder whether that's true or not. Anyway, I hope you have learnt some more words to enable you to speak in English and understand the news in English about COVID-19. I will be back with another video very soon. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. But for today, everyone, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.